Well, oh yeah, looky what I done. That baby is a 2-foot drop. And this whole back wall on this side is all full of clay, little rocks. Ain't nobody ever cleaned this one out before. Oh my goodness. Well, howdy knuckleheads. Welcome to the Prospector Paul Show. Hey, let's take a look at the buggy. Oh boy, she's loaded up. Looking kind of serious too. Look at that rock bar, man. Whoa. What in the world do we have going on? And where are we? Well, if you can't tell by the mountains and the beautiful sunshine in the short sleeve shirt, I'm in Arizona. And I found some shallow bedrock. I'm going to go back in the trailer and grab a couple beverages. And we're going to go out to this bedrock spot. The other reason I'm doing this spot is to tease Dwight. Dwight is a Patreon member, and he wants to come up here and work some shallow bedrock, and I'm just going to throw him a bone. All right. So I'm going to grab them beverages. I'm going to fire up that buggy, and we're going to go. See you in a little bit. All right, so it's been like a 6-hour drive, and I'm at the spot where we wanted to be. So here it is. Nice, shallow bedrock. Now, I filmed an episode here February or March of last year. Y'all didn't see it because, well, I didn't finish it. So much this year has been, it's been hard to put out a video because I would start down one line of, a thought and start filming it, and it didn't work out, didn't pan out, or I'd be working someplace that didn't look that good and I wasn't taking footage, and I learned a bunch of stuff, and then I'm trying to play catch up with the video. So I got all this footage and I'm trying to piece it together to tell a story to make sense. But it never was laid out smooth, right? So like today, I know exactly what I want to do. Turn the camera on, film it, show you step by step what I'm doing here. And this video will be a piece of cake to put together. It's just easier when you tell a story. You got it in your mind, you think it through, and then you just follow through the steps. It's not a big deal. Anyways, so like I said, I did this last year, and I found gold right here. I just dug a little hole there. Now this spot, a couple days ago, I've only been in Arizona 10 days, and somebody wanted a place to dig, and I said, hey, I know a spot, come on with me. And they dug all this overburden out, and they ran it through a dry washer, and they've already got some gold. But they didn't vacuum, and they didn't scrape any of the bedrock, and we got this monster crack here, and the creek goes this way. So if there was ever a deposit box, that's it. And all I got to do is move a block. So if we can move that piece of bedrock, there's going to be some good gold in there. Anywho, it's all right. So that's about it. I mean, we get a chance to tease Dwight, which is good. And we're going to hopefully find some shiny. And we can get, oh my goodness, look at all the black sand. It's everywhere. Holy cow. Oh, this is going to be a good spot. There's no doubt about it. All right, so what kind of equipment have we brought down here? We have, we'll start with the important piece. We have a generator. Yeah, today's sponsor is Honda. I'm kidding. Anyways, we got a shop vac, metal detector, extension cord, 2 buckets. The backpack has a bunch of little scrapers and picks and things like that, so we can do some crevicing in there if we have to. The 2 buckets is all we're going to take out of here today. And we got some knee pads and things of that nature. So we're going to do some vacuuming, and we're going to try and open up some cracks. Take the metal detector through there, see if there's anything good living in there, and hopefully I can move this big block. If I can move that big block with that seam there, with that giant pry bar, I know there's going to be something in there. Well, at least I believe there will be. It's a pretty good chance. And that's that. All right, so one of my Patreon members, a good friend of mine, they go by Funny Business. He brought up something great in Alaska. He says, Paul, you know, your videos are, well, mediocre at best. But if you could do videos on indicators, why you dig where you dig, and put that kind of content out there, that would help. And I'm thinking, God, that's brilliant, you know, back to basics, and haven't done that kind of a video in a long time. So yes, thank you for the suggestion, and look for a bunch of those coming up this year too, or probably next year. Yeah, we're getting real close to the end of this year. So I'm going to get to work here, do some vacuuming, get some rocks out of the way, and get these buckets loaded up, and then we'll get Mr. Prybar down here and see if we can apply a little brute force and make things happen. Okay, so I've taken the vacuum and I vacuumed up all the loose stuff, and it was to get a picture of what's going on here. So obviously this is a pretty low point, and we do have a little bit of a seam there, so that's an area of attention. And then we have a bunch of black sand stuck in here all over the place, so we're going to do some scraping. And this is a round rock in with this angular schisty stuff, so I'm curious what's under that. And then this is the lowest point of the hole, and there's a bunch of mud down there, clay, and of course that draws a lot of interest as well. I mean, look at the black sand, look at that right there. So stuff was dropping out here. This is a good spot, all these little round rocks in there. That's a little trap, so we'll be checking that out. And then one interesting one, there's a round rock caught right there, so I'm curious if there's anything else under that. But all these little cracks, we'll poke and dig all these out. Look at all the little round rock in there. That's going to be good stuff. So I'm sure there's like $500,000 in the vacuum cleaner already, and we're just going to pull the other $1.5 million out and run it. All right, so got the knee pads on, got my implements of destruction here. I'm not going to turn the vacuum on yet. What I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do here is just keep working these rocks out of here, you know, whichever way I can get them out. There we go. Look at that. And then just vacuum that up. Piece of gold could have went in there so easily. And after we get it all clean, we'll throw the metal detector on it, and if we got to do some more surgery, we will, because biggest pieces of gold I found comes off this here bedrock, and it can fit in some pretty small cracks. It's amazing. Yep, that's the goal right there. Just keep scratching and vacuuming. So since I can't do all three and run the camera and vacuum and at the same time, I'm gonna shut the camera off and just start doing some vacuuming. Alrighty, we got her vacuumed. She's a lot better than it was. Still some black sand right there. She's looking good. Got the deepest part. Yeah, there's still some stuff down there. I knocked it down from here, but that was crystal clean. Now, there's only one part left, and it could be really good. We got the bar in that crack. Good news is it's moving. Bad news is it's moving. This video might be late because, well, I got to get that out of there. It looks like it's going to come out in chunks, though. It's cracked this way. So, like, this finger will come out, that finger will come out. It won't move as a whole block, I don't believe. But if I can open up that crack back there and get the vacuum in it, we should be heading to the bank. All right, let's see how this goes. Well, oh yeah, looky what I done. That baby is a 2-foot drop, and this whole back wall on this side is all full of clay, little rocks. Ain't nobody ever cleaned this one out before. Oh my goodness. And it goes the right way in a gold bearing creek. And now that I got that one out of there, I own the rest of this. I mean, that whole crack is mine. Oh boy, oh boy. That is something. So we're going to take a scraper down there and scrape that back wall off. I mean, you can see this. Oh. Yep. Well, I hope the light's still good enough. This is the back wall. Just trying to, and this is how thick that material is. Oh my God, it's a sticky, nasty clay. Oh yeah. There we go. It's pretty thick. Yeah. That should be pay dirt, my friends. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're back at camp. It's the next day, and we have our bucket of cons, and there's a whole bunch of big flat stuff in here, and I don't want to run that through the cleanup sluice. So we're going to take this bucket and we're going to put it in this 5-gallon bucket, and we're going to screen it and get rid of all the big pieces. I'm not all set up here at camp yet, so we're going to use this water source to do that with, and I'm going to have the cons, you know, or have these bigger pieces cleaned up, because there could be some gold stuck to that flat stuff. And then we're going to run it through the sluice and see what we got. All right, so we got some water in the bucket, got the material in the classifier. We're just going to clean it up. Want all that stuff clean. Some clay balls in there that can hold gold. Okay. Still some clay. Yep, still some clay in there. Alright, you kind of get the idea. Gotta get it clean. Just don't want no gold sticking to these flat shards. That wouldn't be good. Don't want to throw it away. Yeah, it's looking much better. No clay. Okay, I'll finish this up. Alright, so we got all the material. The screen down is -1/2. And we're going to run it through the Gold Hog multi-sluice. So today we got her set at 10.5 degrees. I'll probably do a video on how to set that up. Just so you know. Like I said, we're going to try and get back to basics for some of these videos. So the water is level on both sides. You know, both sides are even. nice and clear right now, so I figured I'd show that. We got our panning tub, and we got our surfactant, which is a fancy way of saying surface tension breaker. So surface tension will float gold. What's the best way to describe surface tension? Well, when you jump in a pool and you do a belly smacker and it hurts, that's because the tension on the top of the water, so there's tension on top of the water when you hit that. It's like hitting something solid. So there you go. That kind of explains that. Yeah, we put a little dribble in there, and when we do the panning, it'll keep the smaller gold from floating. Gold will float. I've seen it before. I don't really have a good way to do a video on that here. Usually it takes really cold water. So warmer water, and it has less tension on the surface. And then using a tension breaker like dish soap or jet dry works really well. That's the reason your dishes come out so dry in your dry cleaner, or dry cleaner. So the reason your dishes come out so clean in the dishwasher is because when you put the jet dry in there, that breaks the tension and it keeps it from sticking to the plates and the silverware and all that, and then you don't get no water beads. All right, so I'm going to take this material, put it in that box, and then we're going to pull out all the gold. Hopefully there's $1 million in there, but I don't know. We'll see. Alrighty, well, we got the water shut off, and you can tell you're back in Arizona. Look at all that black sand. Oh my God. Fun, fun, fun. Well, I don't think there's $1 million in there. Yeah. I'm not seeing any gold. I mean, just not seeing it. But, you know, gold hog mats are deep. And with all the black sand in there, it's going to be tough to see. Oh, I do see one. Right there, a decent one, actually. All right. Well, that's encouragement. I knew the water was going to look like that. But, all right. So we're going to take all this stuff. We'll pull this mat out. We'll rinse it out in that bucket down there. It's got some cold water in it. And then we're going to take and pour that into a pan, and then we're going to pan it in that there tub. And we're going to see just how well we did in that crack, or how bad we did in that crack. But yeah, that's a nice piece of gold there. Cool. Alrighty, I'll be back with you. Well, we're getting her down there. And that's a pretty nice piece of gold right there. So that was worth it. Definitely worth it. I only had about an hour and a half into that. Nice piece. It's probably pretty flat. Yeah, it is. But still, pretty nice. That makes it a picker. I picked it up. Yeah, it's pretty flat though. Neat, man. Huh. Kind of cool. Those two look a little chunkier. Alright, we'll get a good still of that. There's a few other colors down here. But, yeah. That's all there is to it. Alright, until the next one, we'll see ya.